What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. Now, I want to get to the basics of what I said when I addressed Dean White and all of the people who had their opinions, which, let me say, you're entitled to your opinions. I don't fault a person for having an opinion. The problem with most of your opinions, okay, when you're trying to debate something, I'm not about debating. The problem with your opinions usually is because they're not even your own opinions. You're influenced by the words of others that you think know better. But then when it doesn't come into fruition, some of you are intelligent enough to understand, hey, I was just wrong with my opinion. But then you have others, but this, but that, but. No excuses. What happened, happened. Now, when Dean White said what he said, see, I want to revisit because, like I said, I say things with a purpose. Okay? I could have been wrong with an opinion or prediction. Okay? When Dean White said he doesn't think Anthony Joshua can knock out Francis Ngannou, and I said, that's more like, I hope he can't. And he says, the guy that he was talking to says, if Dylan White was fighting him, Francis Ngannou, Dean White wouldn't be saying that. And he said, no, I would tell him, you got to find another way. I don't think he can. You know, the guy's neck, the size of his head, the guy's used to taking elbows and getting kicked in the head. It doesn't even faze him. You can't even put a dent in this guy. So how was AJ going to knock him out? Let alone 90-something% of the people, I'd say, okay, in the high 90s, thought Tyson Fury struggled with this guy and was dropped. There's no way Anthony Joshua was going to be able to do anything with him. The best thing AJ can do, throw a punch and hold on and try to win a point decision. I've been watching Anthony Joshua. I watch all of these fighters, from Wilder to Fury to Parker to White, all of them. Frank Sanchez, all of them, Jared Anderson, I've been watching them. You see a fighter's ability. You look at their discipline, you look at their consistency, right? When fighters have ups and downs in their careers, some of the greatest fighters of all time, all of them has had ups and downs in their careers. Something has happened in their career. Not many fighters retire undefeated. That's why I say when people try to shit on people because they've achieved that, it's like, you guys make it sound like it's so easy because your ass isn't in there. None of you even fight, so you don't know what the fuck it's like. Okay, you've never been in the ring. Some of you never even had a street fight before. So you don't even know what it takes to put your body. Do you know people look at me right now? And you know, this is so fucked up, the society we live in. People say, yo, what you taking? What the fuck you mean, what am I taking? Yo, you rip, bro. Like, I take my ass to the gym. That's what I do. That's what I take. Fuck do you mean? People, the assumption is nobody's natural. Nobody's natural. It has to be something other than just hard work and dedication. Okay. Now, bottom line, y'all. When Dean White said that, I said he doesn't want AJ to win. That's what it sounds like to me. Because the conversation really, if it was coming from a place of honesty, the conversation would have even just started with, AJ, if he can just, do what he did against Wallin and, put his punches together, just be sharp, don't just get caught with careless shots and things like that. Just be sharp. He should be all right. No, he resorts to, he don't think AJ can knock him out. What did Aries say? Anybody can be knocked out. That's bullshit. All of that talk about he's used to getting kicked in the head, elbow. Let me tell you something, These guys don't understand the difference until you get in there. I can sit here and break shit down. I do both. So I know there's a difference, but I know there's a difference. Do you understand me? I don't give a fuck about all of that. Guys getting kicked in the head, elbow, and you all this. No. You see, here's the thing with MMA, and I'm going to say this shit because this is the reality. MMA fighters think they rule the fucking world. They want to be labeled the baddest fighters on the planet. They can beat any other fighters in any other sport. So you don't hear boxers saying, I can go into MMA, right, and learn that shit overnight. No, boxers give boxing the nod as the best sport, the richest sport, the most prestigious sport in the world. That's what boxers say. MMA guys say boxing is boring. All you do is punch, no elbows, no knees, no wrestling. Oh, we wipe the floor with those guys. Now, let me show you the difference in the mindset too. When Francis Ngannou was arguing with Tyson Fury, what had Francis Ngannou been saying? Boxing is his passion. Boxing was his first love. But he just didn't get to do what he wanted in boxing, and he wanted to go on the MMA route. But to dismiss what Fury said, he goes, you're lucky the rules of boxing are protecting you. Without boxing, you're nothing in front of me. Why do you need to resort to even talking about an MMA fight? You wanted this. You chose boxing. Now, because a guy is heckling you, okay, you could have even to say, now he said what he said, but what if he would have said, okay, your punk ass said, I'm not worth a rematch. Why am I not worth a rematch? Because you scared, because I whooped your ass the first time and you know it, right? You could have said something like that. He resorts to, if this was MMA. No, it's not MMA. It's not MMA. And to use the MMA card as a way of trying to dismiss what he's saying, it doesn't show confidence in your boxing ability. See, but people don't read between the lines. They just hear things and, ooh, you heard what he told Fury? Yeah, I heard what he said to Fury. But at the same time, what he said didn't do him justice in terms of his boxing credibility. I mean, Dillian White, he kickboxed. Jarrell Miller kickboxed. You know, Vitaly Klitschko kickboxed. But they ended up in a boxing ring, okay? That's their bread and butter. So imagine Dillian White going, oh, you lucky we can't kick. Or, okay, see me in a kickboxing. You chose boxing. So none of that shit is impressive. It's just talk. That's all it is. I don't care what you say. It's what you do in the ring. Mindset. People based Anthony Joshua not being able to win based on Fury's performance. You guys put Fury on a pedestal. You guys say he's better than Muhammad Ali. You guys say he's the greatest of all time. You guys talk about Fury like he's impossible to beat. Okay? You guys said nobody could beat Deontay Wilder except for Tyson Fury. Joseph Parker wiped the floor with him. Excuses. He's not himself. Oh, he's in a happy place. He's a happy fighter, like he said. All these excuses. Anthony Joshua lose. Anthony Joshua have ups and downs, and it's criticism. And I'm glad that motherfucker lost. Why? Because the comparison to him and Wilder, it's like you guys are just like Wilder. I don't need to fight you to prove to people I'm better than you. I'm going to tell you I'm better. And because my minions will believe me and follow me, why shouldn't you? Right? Even though he lost, he still felt the fight should happen between him and AJ. Even though that's not what was in the contract. They both had to win. One guy held his end of the bargain up when the other didn't. We all know Joseph Parker was seen as a sacrificial lamb for Deontay Wilder. But what they didn't realize is that animal, you know, like, yeah, the saying playing possum, you thought he was gone, but he wasn't. He wasn't playing possum. You saw Joseph Parker not looking sharp. You saw him not being the same fighter. Joseph Parker wasn't supposed to win. So when people say, oh, but they gave Wilder the harder opponent. And you know 7-8 Sports was one of the first ones talking this shit. You can go back in his archives, and that motherfucker was saying Luis Ortiz would kill Parker. Parker's trash. Parker is 9. Parker this, Parker. Yeah. All of them was knocking Parker when he was on top, when he was one of the guys on top. Now all of a sudden he's fighting Wilder, and now he gets the harder fight. Okay, wait. Wallin, do you realize Wallin did a better job against Fury than Wilder did? Wilder just managed to he got the 4 knockdowns in 2 of the fights. But he didn't do any damage to Fury. Like he wasn't beating him up and there was a back him. No, he was getting outboxed. Wallin did actually a better job. Nothing but praise for Wallin. Until he fights Anthony Joshua and the outcome is not what people thought. So from the Teddy Atlases, from all of these so-called experts, see, these guys give you their opinions. But these guys are programmed. See, this is what people don't understand. You keep hearing Styles make fight. I get so sick of hearing that goddamn phrase because it's like we know this. Cut the shit, though. Let's look at what's in front of you. If any one of you looking at this screen right now said, Aries, I just want to let you know, I have an exam coming up and I feel nervous, man. I don't know, I don't want to fail it. Imagine me reading your comment and then responding saying, look, man, you know, ain't no way in fuck you gonna pass this test, so don't even waste your time. That wouldn't make you feel good. Why the fuck would I tell my fighter, you can't knock this man out. You gotta find another way. Now, what I will tell my fighter is, and it depends on the fighter's strengths, what they're good at, what they're better at, all of these things. You fight your fight. Sometimes you have to look for the knockout. See? And people don't understand this. The reason is because you got to give this guy something to worry about. Don't let him get confident and then basically start to do things where your fighter may not be comfortable doing. Now, I'm not saying that's the case between AJ and Ngannou, but I'm saying it depends on your fighter and the opponents. It's not just the training, the physical part. It's the mind, the mindset. It's the understanding your opponent and how to adjust and readjust and understand this is chess, not checkers. So if I'm training my fighter, why would I tell my fighter you can't knock this guy out? I mean, unless, of course, I'm training Paulie Malignaggi. I mean, even Paulie got some knockouts. Even Paulie, okay? So what I'm saying, when they tell you he can't knock him out because look at the size of his neck. Man, this guy's used to getting kicked in the head, elbowed in the head, and it doesn't even faze him. You can't even dent this guy. I've never seen this guy hurt. You seen him get hurt last night, didn't you? Yeah. 3 knockdowns and knocked out cold. Anthony Joshua always had a devastating punch. Either hand this motherfucker can punch. Anthony Joshua lost himself in defeat. Anthony Joshua was doubting himself. He was fighting himself. Everybody understands that. Everybody with the brain understands that. Compare the way he was throwing his punches, the purpose, the meaning, how hard he was throwing his punches against Wallin, against Ngannou. Now go back to the Usyk fights and you tell me he was throwing his punches with those same intentions. No. The only time you really seen him open up is that one round where he had Usyk. He landed something on him and he opened up. But I mean, the setup, the confidence, using the jab, working off that jab, backing his man down. He's not walking little Usyk down. And I say little Usyk. Usyk's not a small guy. But the fact that he's the one coming up from the smaller weight class to a guy that's naturally much bigger, he's not even walking little Usyk down. He's at a stalemate trying to outbox this guy instead of imposing his will. Which is why I say now I would love to see a rematch between Usyk and AJ because this is the AJ that's been missing. The AJ that fought Usyk wasn't confident in himself. You could even see it in his face. Nothing about him showed winner. Nothing about him showed confidence. Nothing about him showed, I got this. We going to war. He was trying to be cautious, trying to be, for whatever fucking reason, he just lost himself. Okay? Look at the rematch against Ruiz and compare his performance against Usyk. I don't want to hear this Superman shit. Usyk's a human fucking being. Let's not forget the Dubois fight. See, these guys come up with words like, this guy got a granite chin. This guy is superhuman. This guy is out of this world. I've never seen anything like this. Guy's an anomaly. And you guys go repeating this shit as if we just found an unbeatable fighter. As I said, Wallin was a bad motherfucker after the Fury fight. Even in defeat, he was a bad motherfucker. He loses to AJ, he ain't shit. Ngannou, this motherfucker's not human. This dude got a granite chin. Got knocked out in 2 fucking rounds. Yeah. Now all of a sudden he loses to AJ. Just what I told you guys was going to happen. Oh, but you got to understand, this was only his second. No. All of you, fuck you. Because all of you that was sitting here talking about how, yo, Ngannou, that motherfucker, yo, he's the hardest puncher. Yo, he did this, he did that. Yo, you could see, yo, that motherfucker can box. So all of a sudden now, you want to talk about it's only his second fight? Well, it was only his first fight against Fury. But he was a bad motherfucker then, right? Listen to this. You know what people have a hard time saying? AJ did against Wallin what Fury couldn't. AJ did against Ngannou what Fury couldn't. So at the end of the day, the discipline that you need, the mental focus, keeping yourself in check, not letting your ego get the best of you, all that all plays a part. It's like when people say, I saw a video, somebody said, Clyde Drexler was Jordan's equal. And you know, really? Let's look at those stats. Let's look at what happened when these guys faced off in the championship. Who has 6 rings? Why nobody ever says compare Kobe? Why nobody ever compares Kobe to Drexler? Why nobody compares LeBron James to Drexler? Stephen Curry to Drexler? Harding to Drexler? It's always Jordan. Yet they were equals. No, Dominique would no. They were great players. They were no fucking Michael Jordan. There was if these guys were the equivalent of Michael Jordan, and we're talking physically, mentally, well, then they should have known what they needed to do, just like Michael Jordan knew what he needed to do, the team that he needed, all of that. Stop with the bullshit. This is what people do. So now people that are Jordan haters will go and say, yo, yeah, Drexler was every bit as good as your bullshit. Drexler wasn't as good as no fucking Michael Jordan. He was a great player. No Michael Jordan. Stop that shit. And you compare their stats, it's not even fucking compare. It's laughable. He was talented. No Michael Jordan. When these guys right now say, oh, Tyson Fury would do this and he'd do that. You know, it's like people are sitting there looking at AJ like, how the fuck did you do this, man? We thought you fell off. It's called rebuilding. Now, I'm gonna address 2 comments that was made. If I had more time, I'd read the comments, but I gotta dip out of here in a minute. But one of the comments somebody made was about Wilder, and the brother said something to the effect of Wilder fighting Ngannou next. He was saying, like, you know, when people was talking about how Joyce and Ngannou had these granite chins, they both got knocked out. Okay, let me explain and listen. And I responded to that comment, and yeah, people always come up with these, calling somebody a monster, calling somebody unbeatable. They put these labels on people. Anybody can be knocked out except for Aries. No, but here's the deal. Okay. Here's the deal. When you listen to people talk, but you watch and see that things are not the way people are saying, use your common sense, y'all. It's to sell a fight. It's to sell and build a person into a brand. Now, example. I've used these analogies before. If I walked out of this house, and let's just say, for example, I'm talking to a news reporter, and I say, well, they wouldn't know what happened. Well, I went out of my house, and I just heard a noise when I was coming out the door. So I'm looking like towards my car, but I couldn't see anything. And I turned on the flashlight on my cell phone. So when I'm walking over there, I'm trying to see, but I only had so much light from the cell phone. But when I looked, I just, whatever it was big and it moved. It probably was a bear, but it ran and my cans were knocked over. I never saw what happened, but I heard people started screaming, so it must have been a bear or something. But whatever it was in my yard. And that's when I went and got my 50 cal. And okay, that is fine for the news. If that same story was in the book, whether it was an audio book or if you're reading it, if it was in the movie, whatever, you know how they would make that sound? As Aries walked out the door in the still of the night, and the moon reflected off of his right cheek as he turns, he heard a sound. Not knowing the horrors that lurk in the darkness, Aries looked. He reached for his flashlight, and as he shined the light, he could barely see. This is the point where your heart starts to beat. You start to wonder, what's lurking? What's waiting? Am I in danger? They add all of this shit to get your attention. Do you understand me? That's all they do. You guys listen and witness all of this Superman talk. No, fuck Superman. All this incredible world breaker Hulk talk about Francis Ngannou. He not only gets knocked down 3 times, he gets knocked the fuck out cold by a guy that you guys said he can only win on points. And he's going to have to hold and run. When Aries told you AJ has everything that he needs to beat Ngannou, Ngannou has never had a dogfight in the boxing ring. See, in the cage, if somebody rush you and put pressure, you can grab, you can hold, you can kick, you can knee. You can do all of that shit. Now, let's see what your skills is with just these hands. What the fuck have you seen Ngannou do that made you think so? If you watched the fight with Fury, I told you guys, just recently I watched the fight again, and I said it in a recent video. There was much of nothing going on in that fight. It was just huge anticipation of what's going to happen when Ngannou connects. He drops Fury. If you look at that left hook, man, that shit it wasn't even much on it. It was a temple shot. It was an equilibrium shot. Fury went down. Now, Fury says Ngannou hit him harder than anybody else. And I'm going to tell you why I believe Fury said that. I believe Fury said that shit simply because he was embarrassed. It's one thing for a fighter to take a fighter light, go in there and look bad, but still win. Or even if you lose, but your skills, your muscle memory, your experience, it gets you through the fight. That's cool when you fight. It's not cool to do that, but it's cool if the outcome is you're in there with another world-class fighter, not some fucking novice. And that's why when I said what Fury did, this was disgraceful and it was a shit stain on boxing. And AJ don't need to play with this motherfucker. AJ don't need to go in there and listen to these people with all this invincible talk. He need to go take it to him, get this motherfucker out of here. Did I not say that? He has no business being in these fights, skipping the line like he's been allowed to do, jumping over world-class fighters, having a whole fucking world fool thinking he's some top-level fighter because this big bald-headed buffoon named Tyson Fury went in there and made him look better than what the fuck he is. Now, I have nothing against Ngannou. I like the guy's attitude. Ngannou's not talking shit. Now, he did try to talk a little slick in the beginning and say he heard AJ don't have a good chin. He wants to test his chin out. Okay, well, you tried, you failed. He tested your chin. See, boxing needed this more than AJ needed it. See, because AJ's accomplished and AJ can fight. He always could fight. And even when he was winning in fights that you guys didn't like because you thought the fights were boring, this is not the same AJ that we used to, but he still was winning and he was dominating. He shut Franklin out. He shut Franklin the fuck out. He ends up fighting against Robert Helenius, and people are going, but he struggled. Right. It's not about a struggle. He was in a fight. Okay? You see why Fury struggled? Because fucking Fury went there with a guy with no fucking fights as a pro and been doing MMA the majority of his career, even though he has some boxing experience. And he said, this fight is bigger than me versus Usyk. See, this is Fury talking bullshit. How? So you're going to disrespect the sport that you claim you love so much? A fight with an MMA guy is bigger? It's a bigger fight than you versus Usyk? He claimed Ngannou would knock Anthony Joshua spark out. Remember that little video he did? He said he didn't want to fight AJ. Why? Usyk beat him twice and I beat Wilder twice. Okay, what the fuck does Usyk beating AJ have to do with you beating him? And can we honestly say Usyk will beat AJ right now? We don't know. But this AJ will fuck anybody up. This AJ. Fight by fight basis, the mindset you go in there with. So you see, this is what it's about. I'm not here to tell you Anthony Joshua's the #1 heavyweight in the world. And I'm here to tell you, do I believe he can beat all of those guys? Absolutely. This is a focused, confident AJ. Yes, I give him the nod over all of them. When he was on top, I thought he was the best heavyweight out there. And he's looking like, right now, the best heavyweight right now. Someone made a comment, how the fuck can Eddie Hearn say he's the best heavyweight out there after losing to Usyk twice? Well, because you lose and then you get better. If you see the development, yes. Just like Pacquiao had 3 losses before he fought Floyd. Y'all was saying he was as good as Floyd. Now, is it a fact that Pacquiao improved since those losses? Yes. This man is his promoter. He's in his, what is he supposed to say about AJ? That shows you the level of stupidity. You see, in these people when they speak. Tyson Fury knows Usyk's a threat, and he knows AJ's a threat. And when AJ's the confidence in him, you see that fucking power now, don't you? So all of this talk labeling Wilder the hardest punching heavyweight, all this shit, bro, stop that shit. When you get connected on, it don't matter who's the harder puncher. It matters who hits who first. That's what it comes down to. And also, when you look at what people are trying to do, let's look at this. Like I just said, they gave Wallin praise after his run with Fury. Then he beat Dominic Brazil and whatever, the other guy, I forget his name and all, but gave him praise. And even said, and even had him as being a better fighter than AJ. Pick him to beat AJ. Like I said, he loses. Now all of a sudden, oh man, all the Wallin ain't shit. They shitted on Parker back in the day. Now let's look at something. 2 guys that Fury struggled with, AJ disposed of them. Made one quit and knocked the other one out. Okay. Joseph Parker. Not only does he beat Wilder, but he shuts him out, makes him look bad. They make excuses for Wilder. Joseph Parker goes in there against Zhang. I'm going to get into that in the next video. But he goes in there against him. You see his performance. And it's excuses. Oh, Zhang's overrated. Let me address the idiot dummy. I don't know what it is with this guy. This little boy loves men. Because he loves coming on my channel in my comment section and just leaving stupid comments. I don't even respond to the little boy. But I responded to him because he's an idiot. He's talking shit about, oh, what happened to Zhang? What the fuck you mean, you dumbass? He lost. The bottom line, and what makes me laugh at this idiot, I said, you see, this is what I mean about Wilder fans. You know how whenever Hay picks somebody to win, people say, let's pick the opposite guy because Hay is known to lose his bets. First off, you talking about Zhang got beat. So what, asshole? I never said that Parker couldn't beat him. 2, to say he got beat and all this, he's over. Okay, well, if he's overrated and he's not that good, why the fuck did Wilder turn the fight down with him? He signed the contract. Wilder didn't. Wilder turned the rematch down with Parker. You're talking about what Parker did to Zhang. Idiot. Parker fucked up Wilder. The fight with Parker and Zhang was competitive. He dropped Parker twice. Wilder did no damage other than put a knot in the back of his fucking neck, which means he was rabbit punching. Okay? Plain and simple. Wilder had no offense. He did nothing. Zhang would knock Wilder the fuck out. Wilder does not know how to box. He has 0 ring IQ. He has nothing but a right hand. Zhang is 280 something fucking pounds. Wilder little skinny ass, if he ran from Parker, he's gonna run from Zhang. He doesn't know how to box. It's different. Since y'all love to talk about styles make fights, the best thing that can happen for Wilder in a fight with Zhang is he stay away from him and Zhang doesn't land what he needs to land and Zhang gets tired and Wilder land that right hand. See, I can't bank on a fighter based on that. I need a fighter with skills to go in there. Now, I'm going to tell you what I seen in the next video as far as, Parker and Zhang. But bottom line is, they'll both fuck up Wilder. Parker already did. Wilder wanted no parts of a rematch and he wanted no parts of Zhang. So what the fuck are you talking about? What? Like, you don't even make sense. But then when someone says something about Wilder, you little bitches get your panties up in your ass crack. And, oh, well, you talking about my boyfriend, Aries? Because I can, motherfucker, that's why. At the end of the day, okay, Zhang made it to this card, and he would have made it on the first one, but he was injured. Wilder is in a rebuilding stage. If he was fighting anybody worth a shit, they'd announced it already. So he's going to take 7-8 Sports, advice on this whole let me fight 2 warm-up fights or whatever it may be. Okay? Dillian White's fighting next week from what I understand. Another guy who failed the test, all of a sudden, he's right back in the ring. But bottom line, we don't know what's going on. So maybe that's a possible matchup. Maybe Wilder has one warm-up fight. Who knows? But what if Wilder has a warm-up fight and lose? What if Dillian White comes back, have his and lose? You don't know what's going to happen. But to bring Wilder's name up, nobody was talking about Wilder. Your stupid ass brought him up. And to bring his name up after he got whitewashed, didn't win one round and did absolutely nothing, and you're trying to laugh at Zhang, I don't give a fuck who you laugh at. Fuck you and fuck Zhang. Zhang was at least competitive, where Wilder wasn't. So where's the material? I don't see what the joke is. When you are a champion, you become a former champion, you're considered the people's champ, whatever it may be. Skills pay the fucking bills. When you listen to Anthony Joshua, when he was saying, people want me to fight like Tyson, he's like, I'm, 16 stone or whatever, and, I'm not a 12-round fighter. I said, that's the wrong thing to say, AJ. And that's the wrong mindset. Because if you think you're not a 12-round fighter, well, all you let your opponents know is all they got to do is make you work and you're going to tire out. That's a stupid thing to say. You guys remember me getting on AJ about that shit? Why the fuck would you say that? Why would you poison yourself to even think some dumb shit like that? Robert Garcia said the same shit I've been telling y'all for fucking ever. He just has to believe in himself. Ben Davidson, okay? Robert Garcia, Derek James, everybody he's been with, it all comes together one way or another because they're all learning experiences. Sometimes you need something to happen now for you to tap into something that you knew before or was told before and realize, I got to step it up. And bottom line, Ben Davison was able to help AJ get back mentally where he needed to be. And that was his issue. It was never his speed, his power, his boxing skills, his footwork. It was none of that. It was he lost his confidence. Now let's compare a fighter who we know can fight, who we know can box, and we know this motherfucker's solid, to a guy saying, I don't need to skip rope. I don't need to jog. All this other stuff that apply to other people don't apply to me because I got a blessing and a curse in the right hand. So that stuff don't apply to me. What is he letting you know? I don't need to learn how to box. I don't want to. I'm lazy. You all get fooled by watching them fucking videos of him in there throwing punches in the air, punching these little foam sticks, and then y'all putting all these comments in there praising about how sharp he looked. He looked slimmer. Old champ looked sharp. And all these are all the things y'all type in just for him to get in the ring and show the same shit that he's been showing his whole career. Out of all the fights that Deontay Wilder has had, the sharpest I've ever seen Wilder look was against Chris Arreola. And the reason, if you watch him, okay, that's the sharpest I've ever seen. Didn't say he was sharp. Didn't say he looked good. That's the sharpest I've ever seen him. He was throwing his jab constantly. He was working that jab upstairs, downstairs, and he jabbed a lot more. Moved, he had patience, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to set the shot up. He doesn't really know what he wants to do next. He's looking for the opening, depending on you to make a mistake. I'm watching all of this, but it's the sharpest that I've ever seen him fight. Look, I'm looking to fight. I'm watching him. If you watch Wilder now, Wilder doesn't even do those things anymore. And also with Wilder, you understand Chris Arreola was laying back, so he was making it easy for Wilder to just keep popping the jab out. Wilder showed you when he's in a dogfight, he just throws windmills and he gets wild. And bottom line is, Wilder needs to work himself back into the picture. You truly think Wilder would beat Anthony Joshua? Y'all keep talking this shit about, like, you know, Teddy Atlas got y'all fucking on cocaine out there. Y'all smoking crack with this dude. Y'all getting high off this crack he's speaking. He's always talking about getting hit by Wilder's not the same as getting hit by Wale. Motherfucker, if AJ cracked Wilder in his fucking face, talk about at some point he's going to get hit. Yeah, okay, so what happens when AJ cracks fucking Wilder? He's just going to eat with AJ shots? And let's get it straight. AJ's been knocked down, not knocked out. Wilder has. And for the people going, well, now, you know, AJ showed me he does hit harder than Fury. What the fuck world do you live in? You just realized he hits harder than Fury? It took that fight for you to realize that you've never seen the power that AJ has? You see, if you are short-sighted, if you don't understand and use your own, it's like people call Run DMC the Kings of Rock, right? But they forget about songs like Peter Piper. It's like that, 30 Days, right? Stuff like, they forget about those songs. How, you know, why? Because, they're the Kings of Rock. Like, that's all they did. No, that's not all they did. They were so much more than that. But that's what they were called, the Kings of Rock. Does that mean all their songs was rock? No. No. But if you listen to people talk and you make a video and they edit it down, yeah, then all you think of is Mary, Mary, Walk This Way. You understand? King of Rock, It's Tricky. Like, that's all they had. Because you're listening to people and not using your own common sense and listening and learning and educating yourselves. I speak from the heart, y'all. I don't speak to make you go, oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Aries is right. We should all cheer for AJ. No, I'm just breaking down the reality. So I was wrong for saying AJ can knock Ngannou out, right? Was I? I don't see it. You don't have to. You seen it last night, didn't you? And this is what I'm telling you guys. No different when I said David Haney has everything he needs to beat fucking Rougarou, whatever. That dude is just power, and that's it. And Haney is too smart for that. And y'all act like Haney can't take a punch. Haney get hit all the time, and ain't no way he gonna take my punch, and blah. Y'all repeat it. Who got dropped? Who got hurt a couple of times? And who got their ass whooped and completely shut out and didn't win around? Who? Okay. When you start using this to think instead of this, and you using this, you say all the wrong shit. Listen, I can say I want AJ to win, but this is what I think. You see what AJ did is exactly what I would have told AJ to do. And you know how y'all can believe me on that too? Because I said that fucking shit in videos way before the fight happened. AJ need to go out there and get this motherfucker out of here. He's the boxer. What the fuck AJ gonna be on the back foot just waiting? No. AJ did what he had to do, stood in front of him, offset him, popped that jab right. And mind you, every punch he landed that dropped him was the right hand. And he said it's right there. And I told you, Ngannou is too green to understand what his flaws are. He doesn't even see his flaws as mistakes. Because when he's in the fucking cage and he's at that wide ass, what the fuck is this shit here? There's no fucking way that he should have went the distance with Tyson fucking Fury. Let them tell it. He's a big, strong. Even Eddie Hearn, he's a big, strong. He's a huge. Yeah, I know. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how tall, how big. I don't give a fuck about your height and weight. I know what I can do. That's what I'm focused on and what I need to do to beat you. What the fuck world are we living in? These people ain't got soft. Now, the whole mystique of the fight, what's going to happen, who's going to do what, I can understand that. But guys, here's a man who does not have the experience. If AJ, Wilder, Fury, any guy who's been in this sport for years, okay, and especially over a fucking decade, can have ups and downs and still learning in the ring. Well, Wilder doesn't think he needs to learn. He said that out of his own mouth. What applies to other fighters don't apply to him, okay? But for somebody that understands you're still learning, it's like in life, we're still learning. You think a guy with one fucking fight is just going to know everything that he needs to know? He's going to know what to do in situations he's never even been in before? He's just going to innately pick it up? AJ did what he was supposed to. Stop fucking playing with boxing. Keep y'all fucking MMA asses in the MMA cage. Stop talking shit. See, the difference with MMA guys is they have unity. Because their egos make them say, fuck that. He's a boxer. He's an MMA guy. We backing up Ngannou. It don't matter if they in different leagues now. The fact is he's known from MMA, not from boxing. You understand what I'm saying? So, that being said, right? Just like Vitaly, just like Jarrell Miller, just like Dylan. They're not known for the kickboxing shit and all that or whatever. I mean, that's people that seen it. They was at the events, but they got known for boxing. So with all of that being said, people, that's how you go in and represent your sport. How you represent yourself. And the reason I said boxing needed it more than AJ, what I meant by that is because Anthony Joshua is one person. His career is going to come to an end at some point and boxing has to go on. But somebody had to end this circus show. That's what I meant when I said that. Okay, somebody had to end this freaking circus show. And you see, for me, y'all, it gets to the point where when I'm watching these things, I'm watching these fights, and I'm listening to all these comments, I'm reading all these comments, and it's just like, you know, some people just don't get it. Like somebody said something, I forgot who said it, but if you're watching this video, you know who you are. I appreciate your comment. The person made a comment saying something to the effect of they are an AJ fangirl and they was critical of AJ because of the amount of people that was critiquing him and saying things about him, so they felt like everybody couldn't be wrong about him, right? But you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about, and that's why I liked the comment, because you were being honest. That's what I'm saying. People can persuade you to see things a certain way. Even if your two eyes don't see it, And then you hear one person like myself say something, predict a different outcome or foresee a different outcome, like, and then all of a sudden it happens and it's like, well, how? No, we're looking at the reality. That's like you have all the parts you need to build the fastest race car there is. If you know how to put that car together, then you have a car. If you don't know what you're doing and you're missing things, and it's going to take a while. But if you actually figure it out, now you got that fastest car. You got the car you needed. It's called know-how. There's more than one way to skin a cat, man. That's what true boxers do. This is one of the reasons why, bell to bell in that ring, when you hear me speak of Floyd fought you several different ways and he knew how to adjust and how to adapt. See, people talk like it's so easy. But when you watch these guys, you guys get hung up on guys that's known for just getting knockouts. I looked at AJ and said, it's cool to know how to box, but you are a boxer puncher. Did I not say that? You need to be out there hurting these guys. You need to put that jab in their face, use your defense, be smart. You don't have to go in there and just tuck your chin and start winging wild shots. Who the fuck ever said that? I certainly never said that. I just felt like AJ needed to do what the fuck he did last night. That's the AJ that we need to see. That's the AJ that will knock Tyson Fury the fuck out. That AJ, the AJ that beat Franklin would knocked out fucking Wilder. But that's the AJ that will destroy Wilder. That's the AJ that will beat any of these fucking heavyweights. Now, am I telling you that's what's going to happen? No. Because fight the fight, I don't know what's going to happen when a guy shows up. But looking at the performance and the ability, and I have to pick a winner, then yeah, that's when I tell you who I think is going to win or why, or what the person has in their possession that they can use to win. And I told you, there's nothing Ngannou has. So what, he can punch. We're fighters. That's what we do. And y'all, oh man, Ruiz dropped him. What you think Ngannou going? Oh, wow. So that's what we doing now? Once again, you cannot predict the outcome of one fight just based on another. Sometimes you can use certain things as measuring stick, but you can't build a career off of that. This is how you get set up for the, for like this is like that's a recipe for failure. And this is why when I look at you guys, I hear you guys talk, and I feel like, listen, do you guys like get angry for someone that's educating you with real gems and jewels versus, yeah, but Elijah sounds better? So when I told you guys, I see Haney beating the shit out of Mr. Rougarou, was I lying? When I said Joseph Parker should beat the shit out of Deontay Wilder, Wilder is a one-trick pony, and Parker actually knows how to box. There's nothing that Wilder has. What? We know. Jab, right hand. Right hand. Jab, right. That's all he's throwing. How the fuck does somebody beat you with that? Joseph Parker is one of the elite. Was I lying? Just saying. I told you, AJ need to take it to Ngannou. Get him the fuck out of there. This shit, people talking about 6-7 rounds. I'm like, no, he need to get this motherfucker out of here, make a statement, destroy him, crush him, embarrass him, send him packing his bags to the back of the fucking line. I respect the fact that Ngannou is saying he wants to box. Now, he's saying he's not giving up, he's coming back. But I'm going to tell you this. He needs to come back and earn his just due. Now, how far back in the line they push him, I don't know. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, him coming off of a loss and Wilder coming off of a loss, if that fight happens, I'm going to tell you something. That fight can actually damage Wilder, or it can falsely pump people up to make him think he's back. Damage him if he struggles, even if he wins and struggles. Damage him for sure if Ngannou knocks him the fuck out. Falsely pump people up is if he knocks Ngannou out. I told you guys, Ngannou is no fucking top-level boxer. Wilder is in that conversation, but skill-wise, he's not. So if he was to beat Ngannou, it doesn't do anything for him. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't do anything for him. And the fact that AJ knocked him out in 2 rounds, well, Wilder would probably go out there and try to do better and wind up getting caught himself. See, it's a difference. When you fight lower tier guys, and if you get confidence from that, that confidence is going to go away when you get in there with somebody that's levels above, because now that shit you did with them is not working on this person. You see, AJ got his mojo back. Wilder, he's in a position right now. He's training, but for who? So we know it's not going to be a top level guy. Bottom line, y'all. Once you get in that ring, no excuses about your training camp, no excuses. You could always call the fight off. Why do you think Turkey didn't want Wilder back on this card? Because he wants Wilder knocking people out. Wilder that's getting the interest in people to want to watch Wilder fight whoever. That's why. He wants him back on the card. But he didn't want to put it after that. So Wilder has to humble himself, and he has to get some big wins. Not no fucking Charles Martin type win. Now, if he fights a Charles Martin, like I said, I don't see this as a confidence building fight. Like I said, I don't see how the fuck. That's like getting your license to drive a car, and then the next day after you get your license, you're gonna try to go and race at NASCAR or something. Like, no, it's different. It's not the same as just day to day. It's different. That's why it's a fucking sport, and that's why you have to train for it. It's not the same. You're training to drive on the street, not in NASCAR, or go driving monster trucks, or thinking because you drive a NASCAR you can go and just drive a fucking monster truck, but you're not used to them. No, it's not the same shit. So for Deontay, where he is right now, I see a fight with a Charles Martin or somebody of that caliber is a stay busy fight, just to keep busy, get some rounds in. If he has a second fight that way, okay, cool, just to get some rounds in. The problem with Wilder is right now, man, is Wilder is susceptible to taking punishment. Like it can happen, and you're getting in these fights with guys that's not going to really boost you up. But you just, and the point is, they want to bring him against somebody that he can get a quick knockout, and that's the first thing they're going to yell is Wilder's back. As long as the excitement is in the air and people saying, yeah, I want to see this, that's all they care about. You understand what I'm saying? Wilder is not going to take 3, 4, 5. No, he's going to probably have 1, maybe 2, okay, stay busy fights. And then who's next? Is it, I don't want to see no fucking Ruiz. I mean, or Ortiz. Is it going to be Andy Ruiz? Is it going to be a Dillian White or somebody like that? Okay, cool. And that, so that's what he needs. Wilder's not just going to jump straight back in there. You got to earn this shit, man. You don't you don't just get back in there. So even if you didn't like the way AJ looked in his wins, well, he was winning. Now, he went from showing the skills are still there. He just needs the confidence to, hey, I'm back. So he did what he was supposed to. And like I said, I don't fault Ngannou. Ngannou just took advantage of opportunities that was given to him. But what he learned is, no different from Michael Jordan going to play baseball. This is, hey, I'm not nearly as good in baseball as I is in basketball, but I mean, it's not like he went over there with like I'm the best baseball player out there. He just went to play baseball. He's okay, nothing wrong with that. Ngannou saying he's not giving up. He took the loss real hard, but bottom line is like this. What you thought you were capable of doing, what you thought you was going to do to AJ, the rumors you heard about him not being able to take it, all that shit, you learned firsthand. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. The better man won. Not just that night. He's just better than you all around, period. Bottom line, stop fucking playing with boxing. And we needed this circus show to come to an end so boxing can move on. And guys like Frank Sanchez, the F.A. Joggers, these guys that's out here boxing can stop getting pushed to the back of the line and being overlooked, just pulling guys in from different sports because they go on fucking X or Instagram and talk shit. This is what the heavyweight division fucking needed. We got Jake Paul about to fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. I know the motherfucker's 57. Round it off, okay? 60 fucking year old Mike Tyson. Okay? And he's proud about it. Yeah, Logan, I'm about to fight 75-year-old Mike Tyson, man. We about to make it happen. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Sit up on ESPN. Yeah, I know Mike Tyson's 82, but yeah, man, you know, it's just one of these things, man. He's the greatest heavyweight of all times, in my opinion. And, you know, Mike is still Mike, man. You know, sit there on his live, on his fucking podcast. I know Mike Tyson's 96, but look, man, you know, it's just one of these things, man, where, you know, if Mike Tyson, like somebody made a comment, Mike Tyson is to be feared no matter what age. If Mike Tyson was dead, I'd tiptoe around his grave. That guy scared, all this bullshit. Yeah, I know. Logan Paul sitting up with his family. Well, listen, y'all, pray for me and that I come out on top. I know Mike Tyson 114, but you know, man, this is Mike Tyson. Disgraceful. But I told you guys, this is what boxing has come to. Did I not tell? If you guys listen to what I be telling you, man, I'm seeing, it's the activity day to day. I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm observing, and I'm watching everything change, man. Now, all of a sudden, Mike Tyson going to do at 60 fucking years old what he couldn't do at 38? Y'all think he's a better fighter now? If Jake Paul wins this fucking fight, you're never going to hear the end of it. And Jake Paul is going to talk like he conquered the fucking world. And you want to know what him and his brother's going to say? My brother went the distance with Floyd Mayweather, the greatest technical boxer of all time. That's a moral victory. And if he beats Tyson, I beat the greatest. Do you understand? And this generation of idiots will be like, yo, he beat Mike Tyson. Yeah, a lot of people beat Mike Tyson back in the day. And he retired because he knew he wasn't the same guy anymore. So, and the fact that Logan Paul is okay with that and you guys are making excuses for it. So AJ did what he had to do. And I feel solid about that because, like I said, boxing, real boxing, need its own identity. Not the attachment of this circus shit. These wrestling storylines, this fake made-up jibber-jabber bullshit to sell tickets. That's not what boxing needs. Anyway, y'all, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.